Good afternoon. So today niliamua nitoke nje ni record some few videos. This is my first video. I will talk randomly about random things. For starters, venye nimetoka kwa nyumba nimetembea tu without aim, nikakuja nikakwama kwa mto fulani hapa. Hiyo mto I think mto yenye inatoka na huko Ruiru. I cannot tell for sure where it is coming from, but in my quest to discuss different topics in politics, in general life, how people interact, how people see each other, most of the times when we miss different perspectives, sometimes we tunataka when we speak we talk from the same perspective, ndio kila mtu akuwa ametosheka. But in the midst of giving news or even sharing ideas, there is a need for everyone for some people to have alternative views. Kuna wenye atakuwa anaongea vitu zenye haukubaliani nazo, kuna wengine wataongea na vitu zenye mnakubaliana. So when you agree, well and good. When you don't agree, it's always good to listen to other people and understand them from their point of view, from their perspective. For instance, I was listening to some clip yesterday. PLO Lumumba. He was talking about if he was a president, angekuwa preso, what he could have done. And what stuck with me and really stick in my mind when he said that he would be regularly calling the opposition. They sit down together, they discuss the ideas from the opposition point of view. And I think when we look at the Kenyan history, and more so when we consider the late Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, he has done so many of these things from opposition and coming to the government. The government would always call him so that they can discuss and see his views, because people loved him. And when you are loved by people, the government, all the people on the other side always assume that the people love you because of some ideas that you have, or people love you because of what you can offer. So according to PLO Lumumba, calling the opposition to the table is one of the ways of reducing the casualties or even the evil in the government. However, it is very disturbing that when our governments do that, we don't view their efforts as genuine. Maybe their efforts are not genuine. Some of them are just doing that to stick into the seat. Others are just doing that so that they can protect what they have. Others are just doing that because, as we know, Raila Odinga was a wave, and akienda maandamano ilikuwa it's either do or die, and most of the time he shook governments. So when the government saw that it was shaking them, the best thing they could have done or they could do was just to call them to the seat, wakae na yeye, wa discuss some few things, waongee venye wanaweza stabilize gava. And it is also interesting that PLO Lumumba mentioned and touched on the idea that when you call opposition to the government, you would also try to issue them with the cabinet seats. Tukiangalia gava ya Ruto, when aliita government na akaita broad-based government, aliissue seats to the opposition leaders. These are the people when they were speaking a lot about how he is not working, venye is the most evil man in the cabinet. They were saying that even he could not control the government, even the budget venye alikuwa ametable haiko ina make sense. However, when these guys came into the table as cabinet ministers, wakakuwa kwa broad-based government, they started singing and praising his name, wakisema he's the greatest to be the president. Wakasema they will stick in the government up to 2027. hawaja mention bado kama wataendelea beyond 2027 to 2032. And even if they do, and the things that we are seeing now, how different, what difference do you expect from the results that we are seeing now? So back to my point, and from what PLO Lumumba was saying, you call the opposition into the seat. Sometimes you might call them, they will come, others will have their own motives. Wengine watakuwa nataka tu kukuja wakule juu for a very long time they say wamekuwa kinyimwa mkate, ama they have been sidelined from the table or from the development. So some of them watakuwa nakuja tu compensate, ama ile inaitwa ku revenge. Wengine watakuwa nakuja tu just to take as much as they can before even they are kicked out of the government. Also, it is very interesting to see how the change in politics, the change of sides from opposition to broad-based, change narratives from the leadership to the people. There were people who were castigating Ruto, wakisema venye Ruto is not a good person. Kuna wengine walikuwa wanasema he's not even worthy leading. But when the opposition came into the government, venye opposition iliingia kwa gava, they all rushed and changed their narrative. Wakaanza kumsifu wakisema venye ni mtu wa maendeleo kila mahali. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm not even to try to convince anyone even to think differently. What I'm doing is I'm just trying to create this narrative. Just to create a conversation, to strike a conversation between us, the people, that sometimes we might think that we know what is going on. Yes, we know, we understand, we are learned. Sometimes we might think that our stand is final. Sometimes we might think that what we are thinking now will stick forever. But just like another person, a change in the leadership, a change at the top might trigger us to change even our thoughts, our stance. That is not bad. What is bad is, for instance, you are called into the government, you are castigating the government, you had the best ideas on how to run the government, and when you get inside, you change all those ideas and you start doing exactly what they were doing. You start even thinking that the people whom you are leading are not thinking. Ama mtu akiingia huko kwani inakuanga aje? I don't understand. I think this is something to discuss about. Politics is a very, very complicated game. Some people and most of us may not understand it. And if we understand it the way it is done, I think we may not understand how deeply things are, how complicated things are when you are inside. Let me talk a little about the Kenyan budget and the money that we get for development, how we want it to be used for development. I'm not even going to use a lot of data to show how our taxes or how the Kenyan revenue are and how we spend it. I think this is something that has been talked broadly about. I was listening to Morara Kibasu put his insights, or even he was discussing about a county in Kisii, and he took a budget where they are given a budget, he divided them among the workers, the ghost workers, that is the workers, that is the county workers. They eat a big chunk of the budget of the county. So even the money that is left for development is very little, and also the money that is given left for development is not that much, and because of that, you find that even as the contractors who are given the work to carry on the development project, they don't give it even a good consideration, or even our genuine quotations when they ask about the quotations. Wakiulizwa wapeane like ukipewa contract, most of the people don't give the right quotation for their contract. Apata msee ameblot the contract ndio pia akule, ndio mwenye anampea mheshimiwa akule. So you find that even development in Kenya is difficult. For a young country like Kenya and democratic country where we can talk about things openly, I think it's always right that we discuss these things, we talk them out. Ile inaitwa venting. Ni vizuri tu you vent when you feel you're offended. Unaenda unaongea inakutoka. But then we should realize that things are always there is some kind of reality. And as Kenyans, the more we talk, the better, because if we don't talk, the government might think that we are satisfied. So we should always keep on castigating them, even when they do their work. I know they cannot do perfect. Now, since we are not a dictatorship whereby the government dictates what we need, or the government dictates what we should do, it is always right that we keep talking, and this talking and conversations will always give us a chance to get better developments. And the more we talk about things, the better the chances we have to produce better results, and also to trigger their thoughts, to change their minds, to make them even think about what they are doing. And if they are not doing anything right, or if there are ideas that might come up, you find that they are enabling them. About that was my take today. I'm not going to talk a lot. Sikuwa nimefanya research about anything, but just to introduce you to my content. I will be talking about random topics where I find topics on Twitter. So mostly I'll be specializing on Twitter topics. People on Twitter speak a lot, and I admire how courageous people there are. People talk about different things. You find someone confidently talking about politics, and they come up with very good topics. I'll be quoting those tweets or tips so that we can discuss. And my perspective may be different from that those people are saying. My perspective may also align with what they are saying, and that's alright, because I think everyone has the right to say what they want. Everyone in a democratic country has the right to agree or disagree with the majority. Since to me agree, sisi hatuko China ama hatuko Russia where you cannot dissent against the government. It's just right for me also as citizens, we embrace that idea, ama we embrace the spirit of taking constructive criticism. Sometimes naweza amka leo nikuje niseme venye gava haifanyi kazi, the government imekuwa ikifanya kazi ya udu, na by 2027 nikuje nichaguliwe. Then when I get there, I get people telling me the same, that I'm not doing anything. And when I look at things, how they are run, ama the reality on the ground, na part that I cannot seriously explain why I'm not performing, ama why I'm not doing what the people want. That's only when the epiphany runs, ama kicks in. And that does not mean that now I resort into insulting my people, telling them how little-minded they are, or how they are not thinking. I can try to explain to them as much as I can, and I think that's the best thing that I can do. Talk to them, tell them that what I'm doing is only possible with the little that I have. Then I quote everything that I have. I think that would be the best, the leadership. But I will not expect that even by doing that I will not get opposition, or I will not get people who are telling me that I'm not doing it right, because it's their right to tell me that what I'm doing is wrong, and I will always agree with them. I should, and I must, and also I should take their criticism when they say things that should be done and they are possible. I think as a leader it's always right to do them. So I think that's my take on leadership. I will not do a lot, talk a lot today. So before nifunge, I would like to say that as you can see today, I've not recorded my face. My recording is not very well polished. I'm just starting. Ndio naanza kuoperate camera. I've taken several photos. I'll try to share with them. I hope I will be able to share them with you on this video so that you can see. And also in the upcoming and progressive videos, the videos that I put after this, I try to share I will share several photos that I take so that we can see improvement. If I improve, you just try to clap for me, because I know sometimes these things you might think that they are easy. Nikichukua kamera, nilikuwa dhani unachukua tu kamera unaanza kupiga tu picha, but I have realized kuna so many things, different things in the operation of the camera. Venye nilipata, I have been shooting, but it is difficult. Sometimes unapiga picha ukidhani inatokea, when you're looking at it, the results unapata ni dark ama ni black. Ukipiga tena, when you're putting up the settings, hakuna jua imefunikwa kidogo na mawingu. Before you shoot, hiyo jua imekuja, unapata picha yako imechomeka. Even you wonder how people in the hapo kitambo they were doing it, because they really produced 90 or even 95% accuracy in their photos. Zenye zilikuwa zinaungua zilikuwa kiasi, na walikuwa they only had one shot, so they did a good job. You should even agree that in the year time ya kitambo, people did a very great job. Unlike sahi, we are assisted by AI and everything, we are getting assistance. Hii time ya kitambo asali kwa sasa unaweza piga picha uangalie venye iko, you delete, you take another one, you improve on that, and if it is not perfect you can also touch it, ile inaitwa editing after taking the photos. But for me, ndawekea tu venye ziko, muangalie kama ziko fiti, but niko sure ziko fit. I will have to improve as we go forward. So yeah, that is what I had for today. Today being 24th of December 2025, the eve of Christmas, and I want to wish everyone Merry Christmas. I will not wish you Happy New Year, because before then I know I will have produced another video, and even if it's not to say much, I will produce one just to say Happy New Year. So Merry Christmas everyone.